Reflections that may help us understand and remember the Gospel every Sunday. This is part 3. Jesus explains the parable of the sower, and this is from Matthew chapter 13, verses 18 to 23. This is Alejandro Burgos from El Paso, Texas. The magisterium of the church always prevails. It takes us to the right path and to detect what is Catholic and what is not Catholic. Its mini workshop will be partially based on the book, my book, Understanding Jesus' Miracles and Parables, Part 3, Chapter 12. You can also find it in Mark and in Luke when Jesus explains the parable of the sower. Part 3. Listen then and learn what the parable of the sower means. Those who hear the message about the kingdom but do not understand it are like the seeds that fell along the path. The evil one comes and snatches away what was sown in them. The seeds that fell on rocky ground stand for those who receive the message gladly as soon as they hear it, but it does not sink deep into them, and they don't last long. So when trouble or persecution comes because of the message, they give up at once. The seeds that fell among thorn bushes stand for those who hear the message, but the worries about this life and the love for riches choke the message, and they don't bear fruit. And the seeds sown in the good soil stand for those who hear the message and understand it. They bear fruit, some as much as 100, others 60, and others 30. That's the explanation. Pretty simple. 4 concepts stand out directly from this explanation from the Synoptic Gospels. First, Jesus used parables to explain the kingdom of heaven to the people, because it was very complicated and kind of new. Jesus would not say a thing to the crowds without using a parable. Jesus told them things unknown since the creation of the world. Jesus told the people as much as they could understand. In this parable, we can identify at least 6 important teachings that we can use to reflect and to ponder. Teaching number 1: those who hear the message about the kingdom but do not understand it are like the seeds that fell along the path. And the evil one comes and snatches away what was sown in them. Teaching number 2: the seeds that fell on rocky ground stand for those who receive the message gladly as soon as they hear it. Seed falling on rocky ground, like this, but it does not sink deep into them, and they don't last long. So when trouble or persecution comes because of the message, they give up at once. You probably are thinking about the Roman Colosseum, the Roman Forum, where there were many people sacrificed in their arena, and a lot of martyrs about their faith. But it's not only that. God's message is paramount for our salvation, and is not to be received frivolously. His message needs to sink deeply on us so we'll not give up in times of trouble or persecution. Right now, at this very moment, there are a lot of people, Christian people, Catholic people in Asian countries, in China, in Vietnam, in other places, Asian countries that need to gather in secret so they can worship the Lord and follow the teachings. Let me give you a social harassment of religious group chart. That's the percentage of countries in which, in each region, where religious groups were harassed by individuals groups. This is kind of old source. It's from 2012. That's 8 years ago. The ones in red are we. We are the one, Christians. In the Americas, from Canada to Argentina, 11% of the countries, there has been some religious groups that harass Christians. In Europe, 51%. That's half of the countries. In Africa, 29%. It's probably a lot worse than that today. In Middle East and North Africa, 65% of the countries in Middle East and North Africa. And Pacific and Asia, 58%. That's also very high. So there is right now, today, religious persecutions in countries and continents, as you can see. And we are not the only ones in trouble. Teaching number 4. The seed that fell among thorn bushes stand for those who hear the message, but the worries about this life and the love for riches choke the message, and they don't bear fruit. You can see the seeds sprouting a little bit very weakly, but the thorn bushes, choking, and they can't bear fruit. This is a very powerful image, by the way. Remember this one. Teaching number 5. Jesus is warning us that we are not going to bear fruit if we pay more attention to distractions of this world, like worries, people that are professional worriers, love for riches, and other desires that can drive our attention away from God's message. Love for riches is greed. It's also a capital sin. Teaching number 6. And the seed sown in the good soil stand for those who hear the message and understand it. They do bear fruit. Some as much as 100, or 60, another 30, but all bear some fruit. Now that is an abundant crop. Key concepts. We need to hear and understand the parables about the kingdom of heaven. God's message needs to sink deeply on us, so we will not give up in times of trouble, of persecution. And don't think we don't have troubles right now. Don't think we don't have persecutions right now. We do, even in this country. Jesus is warning us that we are not going to bear fruit if we pay more attention to the distraction of this world. The seed sown in the good soil stand for those who hear the message and understand it. They bear lots of fruit. So let me ask you, why do we need to understand the parables about the kingdom of heaven? What happens if God's message doesn't sink deeply on us? Why we may not bear abundant fruits? Who are the good soil people? What may distract us from the plan of God for us? you have the questions so you can ponder about what you have learned today. And I see you next Sunday.